Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with Sousou no Frieren season 2 episode number 10 reaction. This is the final episode of this season. Okay, the previous episode we had two sections. The first section was Frieren and his and their group come across a few people who need help from a bunch of dragons, and like as always Stark acted as a bait and we defeated them. And like in the end we kind of get to see why Himmel always used to take something from the people, not just helping them and being like, it's fine, you don't have to repay us, because like by doing that technically you're not like really making them free, they're indebted to you. So that was what Himmel like thought, and that is why whatever it was, be it grimoire or something that they didn't need, he used to take it from them as a way of repayment, so that they can be truly be like free of any type of like thing. But yeah, so that was like a nice little section, and then we also had the final section where we get to see Himmel's memoirs. We find it like in a little like a place, and Frieren and the group goes there, dispels the barrier, and it has like like depictions of, not depictions, but Himmel used to write them, and it had like accounts of back then when they were adventuring, what like everyone used to do, like the normal everyday life, and yeah, stuff that Himmel used to like look fondly upon. He wrote all of that down, and Frieren was pretty happy getting that. In the end, the person who tasked them into bringing it back, he realized, and he was like, you can keep it. So that's how it ended. So let's see what we get in the final episode of the season. Let us get started. I'll be putting the timer over here. Sync the timer to the original video that you will be watching, and watch it alongside my reaction. So yeah, let us get started. Right, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. All right, let's see. 30 years. 3,000 meter. Well, we can just fly, right? Oh no, maybe not. Yeah, because of the wind. Okay. Oh, well, yeah, it's gonna take time. 2 weeks. Yeah. Like a bridge or something? Maybe someone's making a bridge? Oh, yeah, there you go. Okay. Again. Damn. He still looks pretty young. Yeah. Even though he's 200. Hmm. Problem? Oh, no. Oh, that's a pretty big problem. Damn. Damn. Alright. Again, this sounds extremely familiar. We literally did something like this the previous episode. Hey yo. Damn. Well, yeah. Oh boy. Hmm. Damn. Oh. Hmm. Right, and they couldn't come to this side because, yeah. Oh boy. Oh, right. That we got. Well, make the bridge, you know. Yeah. It's funny because at this point you have to remember that Frieren still didn't understand anything about like human lifespan. If you remember in the very first episode, so when Himmel was like, "Oh, Frieren is there," you can see Frieren looked confused because he still doesn't like he knows theoretically that yeah humans have short lifespan, but she doesn't exactly know how it is. That's why in the very first episode she was the fact that Himmel just died. She just couldn't even like fathom that whole thing, and she felt like oh like what the hell. There you go. Oh boy. Damn. Okay, that's it. Hmm. Wait, is did his village again? Like I think new people have started. Yeah, right. Yeah, yeah. Stark. Beautiful sight. Okay. Wait, what happened? Oh wow. She brought some random stuff. Yeah, there's no point in having money over here. So you know. Hmm. Oh. Adventure camp. With these miners or something? Yeah. Holy snow crystals. Oh. Oh, that's why we can make money here. Wait, what? Hmm. Marketplace. One silver. Right. So we can sell stuff here at a higher price. Hmm. Hmm. Ah, okay. So we'll be acting like a band of. Okay. Anti. Okay, so that people cannot. They want to like monopolize that part. I think that's why. Yeah, there you go. Hmm. Whoa. Oh, damn. Wow. Oh my god. Right. Right. This thing is crazy. Not a single. Right. So Stark will have to deal with it, I guess. Okay. Okay. Oh, wait. Is she going that far so that it cannot like detect the mana when she attacks? Oh, okay. Yeah. She's just gonna snipe it. And since it's at such a distance, damn. Yeah. Oh, hey yo. Oh, okay. No, I think they won't be attacking because their leader got taken out. Or wait, no. Oh no, never mind. Oh, oh, the damn. Hmm. Yeah. 'Kay. Hmm. 5 hour. Funny, I just realized. Usually people say 5 minutes, but because this is free run. Hmm. Yeah. Well. Oh, preserve. Hmm. Wow. Oh no, she spent everything. Oh. That's funny. This is how season one ended as well. Oh. Hmm. Manage the barrier around the golden. Yeah, I was gonna say that was his goal. So, but now he's like, oh, don't do anything other than maintain the barrier. 7 stages of destruction. Ma Fight into stages. Damn. Okay. Right. And I think already kind of saw somewhere that apparently the next season has already been confirmed. So wait, let me just check 1 second. Um, but yeah, that was season 2, the ending of season 2. Yeah. Okay, there you go. The Golden Land arc. Right. So this is going to air October 2027. Damn, more than a year later. Right. So it's gonna be a long wait, but yeah, I guess at least it is confirmed. Like obviously it's gonna be confirmed. Like then, like Frieren is one of the most popular shows. They're not just going to stop adapting it midway. So yeah. Either way, right. So there you go. That was the final episode of this season. Today's episode we got to see the first section where we had this guy. What was his name? The guy who the dwarf who was making that bridge, and like yeah, he has completed the bridge, and we got to know how back before how he had a regret about uh, since the bridge was not there, how people couldn't come and help them when their village was attacked, and he lost everyone. So that's why he started building the bridge, but he had no fund. So that's why Himmel was like, here we go, here's the fund that we got, and complete this, and Frieren will be the one who will, you know, who will receive this, the outcome of this, and because like it is going to take a long amount of time. Frieren is a long living person. She's going to survive up until then. So yeah. Now, while reacting, I kind of talked about this, but I'm going to talk about this again. Here you can see there's a section where when Himmel said that okay, where's that part? Then Frieren will accept your repayment. And you can see Frieren was like kind of surprised here. Now, obviously, if you remember in the very first episode of this show in itself, even though theoretically Frieren knew, like, that humans are, short-living species compared to her, obviously, she was someone who kind of like didn't have like that much of an experience, like literally seeing someone die like that in front of her eyes. So you can say that she, or not like that, but like I guess you can say that Frieren had no experience seeing a person who she had gotten close to die. Like having one of her loved ones die is an experience that she never had, and she never really knew what type of feelings she would be experiencing. So that kind of like surprised her a lot when Himmel died, because you can see that even in the final day where they went to see the meteor shower, if you remember, Frieren obviously was surprised at the fact that Himmel has gotten old, but she didn't really like. She wasn't really bothered or anything. She just like hung around with him like normal friends. And then suddenly he just died, and Frieren was at a loss of words. She didn't know how to feel about that and what to expect. That's why like in the funeral, she at the very beginning she was just very like calm about everything. Like not calm, but she just didn't know what to feel about it. Later on, she broke down, but that happens later on. So at that point, like death was something that she hasn't gotten to experience firsthand, a death of a loved one. So you can see here, I guess you can say when Himmel said that Frieren's going to take the repayment, she was surprised because, she was like, oh, like, because at that point, like, she still wasn't really, like, sure about how, like, this is going to, like, because obviously, like, it's inevitable. They're going to die. As the dwarf said, that it's going to take a long amount of time. I have that time. That's why I'm making this. So it death felt like something that is such a long way ahead that you don't know how to react to it. But then it happened, and then she realized. That's why in this section you can see she was quite surprised when Himmel said that, oh, Frieren is going to, you know, take the repayment. Anyway, that's how I interpreted it, at least. But yeah, in the end, you can see, like, he kept his words. Now the bridge is made, but now there's like monsters, like, and like stuff just making a nest over here. So yeah, Frieren's group went in and took them out, and we also saw how the village, like, new people have started coming and living there. And now, oh, Gehen, that's his name. Gehen has like a new family. Not family, but like a new place to go home to. And he kind of said, like, yeah, like, like, this amount of time, a village is not going to stay empty. Yeah, 200 years is more than enough for a village to be built anew. So, Frieren was glad that he has a place to go back to now. So, there you go. That was the first part of today's episode. Then we come across the whole the second part, where we come across these crystal things, which are, so what they could call it, snow crystals or something, because Frieren just used up all the money again. We have to go and somehow get some money. So these snow crystals, like, Frieren was like, we can go and take out the monster. Now I was thinking what they're going to do, because at first I thought they were going to go mining or something. But then I realized, like, oh no, I thought they were probably going to accompany a group, as bodyguards, and they're going to mine the things, and they're going to protect them and get like a payment. But that was also not it. They got tasked into going there alone, taking out the monsters, and then making like an anti-personal barrier. Now, obviously, at the very beginning, everyone thought that, oh, they're doing this so that they can monopolize that part, because they're going to take time to gather enough resources and manpower, so that by that time someone else don't find it. Anti-personal barrier. And yeah, but later on we get to know that was not the what it was, because the guy says that he wants to preserve that place, that's why. But either way, at that point we didn't know, but we still went in and we fought this creature, this wolf looking creature, like a legendary, it looks like some kind of legendary creature. And it was like the boss, that's why it was so damn difficult to fight. It was sensing mana, and it was like dodging them flawlessly. Right. And then obviously, just like, kind of like the strategy that we used previously while fighting those demons, Fern like went to like a huge distance and just sniped it. And so that so that it doesn't is not able to detect it and dodge it. You can see Frieren also uses a lot of those beams to distract it, Stark as well, and it kind of lures it to like top of a mountain, not a mountain, but like a top of like a little hill, and then Frieren just blasts it. And yeah, and then the others are the other, like, the other monsters also come in, but thankfully the chivalric order of the norm, like they come in and they help us out to drive them away. Right. And that's how everything went well. And we took out the threat, and now this whole section can be preserved, as we get to know later on. I don't know, whenever I like watch these parts, I always feel bad for the monsters, because I'm like, they're just there. They're just there minding their own business. And we're just coming in and just taking them out. Like, I genuinely feel bad for them, because technically they're not like, yeah, they obviously, like, when humans go there and like they attack them and all that stuff, but technically they're kind of minding their own business in their place, and we just go there and just stay. Oh lord. But anyways, right, yeah, And then finally we, like, like with the Stark and Fern, we kind of see like the beautiful scenery. And Frieren kind of says, like, like, we embarked, not Frieren, but Himmel is the one who said this. Frieren is kind of repeating it. We embarked on the journey to defeat the demon lord so that people can, without any fear, can experience these type of, like, like beautiful sceneries and things without any type of fear or anything. And that's why they started their journey. And finally, as Frieren says, that we have kind of come to that, because they have defeated the demon lord. We have, like, successfully achieved that. And yeah, and she's happy about that. And she thought that they were going to break down that place, so she was kind of upset. Not upset, she was kind of regretting. She was like, yeah, like, we won't be able to get to see the scenery again because this place will be mined completely. But it's fine. That's what, human progress is, like, like, nothing will stay like this. And yeah, but then we get to know that apparently they're going to preserve this place. And then Fern and Stark kind of talk about each other and the way how their, family protected their home. For Fern it was Highter, and for Stark it was his brother. And yeah, and here, like, like, again, one thing that we have been hearing for a lot amount of times is how a lot of people, like, not a lot of people, but how in this show, like, Frieren does a lot of things because this is what Himmel would have done. Like, something like that. Like, this is what Himmel would have done. Everyone looked up to Himmel, and you know did the things that they have done because that's probably what Himmel would have done. Same with Heiter, Eisen, Frieren as well. And here you can see finally, Fern is like, when Stark asks, like, oh, like, why do you always push my back? And Fern is like, it's because that's probably what Frieren would have done. Yeah, that's nice. Like, we're kind of passing on you know the morals and whatever. Now, in the future generations, there'll probably be people who look at Fern and be like, oh, this is something that Fern would have done. And it's going to continue, like this. That's how goodwill passes on, in the future generations and all. Either way, yeah. And again, Fern just almost, like, spent everything. But Fern is like, not to worry, I knew this was going to happen, so I hid half of the money. And Fern is like, wow, as expected of Fern. And she's like patting her head. Oh my god. Anyways, that's how this section ends. And then finally we come across that part where we see wait, what was his name? I forgot his name again. Just a minute. Adel, a second class mage, expert in mental magic, re-examine the area. What's his name? I'm forgetting his name. Denken, yeah, that's his name. So yeah, now from the previous season, we knew that Denken wanted to go and, like, to the family, to his wife's grave, meet, and, like, go to that place, and like, meet his wife again in that way. But here you can see, you know, your job is to maintain and manage the barrier around the Golden Land. But then you can see, like, that's why Adel was like, Denken, don't go and, like, don't go and try to, like, reach your wife's grave. Where's that part? There we go, Denken. Give up on visiting her grave. Because when they were, like, exchanging memories, you can see, I guess what he wanted kind of transferred to Adel as well. That's why she realized that that's what he's planning to do, and that's why she warned him. But then in the end, we get to see. Apparently, this one demon is there in the Golden Land. Who, okay, he's up against the last and the strongest of the seven sages of destruction. Maht of the Golden Land. And he'll fight him to save his gold-turned homeland. He's like a hero in a fairy tale. Right. Yeah. There you go. Okay, one thing I'm forgetting. Which group was Edel in? I'm forgetting that. Let me just check. Wait, was Edel in Denken's group? I'm forgetting. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Okay, oh no, never mind. First stage, Blay and Dunstay. Wait, who? Who are these? Oh, these guys. Oh yeah, yeah, I remember now. Okay, okay. Right, yeah, I remember now. Those two, like, like, yeah, I kind of remember now. Like, it's been a while I've seen season one, so I've kind of forgotten the groups and everything. Okay, anyways, there you go. And that was the final section of Frieren's episode, in episode number 10. So that was it for this season. Again, as we know, season 3, I'm assuming, is going to be coming in October 2027, which is quite a long ways from here. But yeah, I guess we'll have to wait. Right. But there you go. That was a good ending. Now, this season, obviously, this season was not as action packed as season one. There was, like, the whole section with the demon that we fought. There was that part, and a few other sections. But this season was also very short compared to the first season, which was like 24 episodes or something, right? This is only 10 episodes. So we didn't get that much, but I have heard that the next season is going to be crazy. I'm assuming since they're taking this amount of time, it'll probably be 24 episodes. Again, I don't know, but I'm assuming that's probably what's going to happen. We'll have to wait and see. Either way, this was a good season, but obviously I think like season one was obviously a lot more, like, in my opinion, obviously it was a lot like better than season two. Season two was also pretty good, but season one was obviously still in my eyes one of the best. Even though there's two seasons, the best season. Like, season one had like good balance of everything. I think, like, it was absolutely amazing. And yeah, I still remember like a lot of things, a lot of like really favorite moments from season one. Unfortunately, this season was a bit short, on the shorter side, 10 episodes only, so it didn't have enough time to properly, like, kind of flesh up a proper kind of like a story or experience. But the little that they were able to show us was really amazing. Yeah, and especially that section as well. Like I said, the battle against what was his name? Um, Revolte. Yeah, the battle against Revolte. That whole section was really good, and like a few other episodes, and like a few other things were pretty good. But yeah, it felt a little bit short. That's it. But either way, yeah, let's wait for the next season. Overall, yeah, I think that was a good conclusion to this part. And next season, things are going to go crazy. Because as you can see, we're going to be probably be like encountering this demon Maht, right? That was his name. Yeah, and Denken is there, and I'm assuming obviously Frieren's group are probably going to get involved in this as well. Um, so yeah, this should be interesting to see. So there you go. That was it. That was my reaction to episode number 10 of Sousou no Frieren season 2. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Or you haven't subscribed, comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know. I'll check them out. And that is it. So yeah, thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys in the new animes that will be replacing these animes. I'll see you guys in one of the new shows. So until then, goodbye and have a nice day.